Hey guys, how are you? Dana here with the DIY Lotus. To update my budget, things have been insane in the past 3 weeks. It seems like every Thursday or Friday something is happening to me. Unfortunately, if you haven't seen my other video, last Friday I went to pay my rent, and while I was there, they started questioning me about my cat. I gave them documentation, and basically they told me that I need to get out within 30 days. And so what they're claiming is that it's not an eviction. They're just choosing not to renew my lease, but my lease is up in October, and they're forcing me to get out a month early within 30 days. So yeah, things are not going well for me. I have not been able to find a place to live. I have not been able to find any kind of help or assistance. I have 3 weeks as of the day that I'm filming this to try to figure out where to go, what to do. It's driving me crazy. Again, my name is Dana, and I have 2 kids. I have a 15-year-old and I have a 12-year-old. I am a single mom. I do not get any kind of help, any kind of assistance. I don't get anything at all. I work 2 jobs. I'm a pharmacy tech, and I work 5 to 6 days a week, and I am a CNA for a hospital, and I am on call basically every shift that I'm not working at my other job. I am on call. I'm also a phlebotomist, but I was never able to find a job with that, which I wish I could have, because I would have made more money than being a CNA, but unfortunately this is how life has been, I guess. So I did my budget last week. I redid all of this only because I didn't like how it looked. I don't know, I just wanted it to look a little bit neater, a little bit better. So this is how it ended up turning out. To do a quick review, but for my rent, my budget was $571, which it always is. I did pay my rent. They did cash that check. So I wish they would have given it back to me since they were evicting me, but they didn't. So it is $571. The water bill was $124. It's gonna drive me crazy that there's no zeros over here. For food, I spent, I did this wrong. So this was supposed to be $20, and I spent $70 on food. Oh, I did this all wrong. My budget was $100 for gas, and I ended up spending $80. Let's see, my emergency, oh, it says remainder. I never have a remainder. I had dealt with an emergency situation where there was a huge mudslide, and it trapped everyone out in Glenwood where I work. We weren't able to get back to our homes until the next day. So with, just buying food that night, with buying pillows, blankets, just random stuff like that, and ended up costing me $138. I pre-spent, so before I had sat down and budgeted, I had already spent some of the money, which unfortunately is not that good, but I kind of do this a lot, so I'm going to put it as pre-spent money. So I spent, let's say, $85 on food. I had filled up my gas tank, which was $48. This was coming from Junction to go and pick up my daughter. I had purchased this stuff when I was down in Junction picking up my daughter who was in the hospital. My Netflix is $10. Now, I do round everything up. I do have keep the change. So for me, it's just easier if I round things up. Sorry, I gotta put these in there. So I had received a check for my bankruptcy. I filed bankruptcy in May, and the date that they file is they have to return like the money. They can't collect money after that. And so unfortunately they had done that. The place that had been garnishing me, I was getting garnished, so I had so I was getting garnished for an emergency room visit for my son that I tried to make payments on, and they basically was like, nope, we're not going to accept payments. So they wanted all of it or they wanted nothing of it, so they took me to court. Like, this is a very short story. They took me to court and they started garnishing me. I had been garnished since November, which is why I went out and got another job, because I was working full-time at the hospital, but I needed to get another job basically that was making more money because I couldn't afford to survive. So I ended up getting a job as a pharmacy tech, making a little bit more money. I make $16 an hour there, well, almost $16 an hour there. And CNAs out here in Colorado, we only make about 13 to 14 depending on who you work for. So with all of that being said, I had to file for bankruptcy because I couldn't afford to pay my bills. I couldn't afford anything. So they ended up, when I filed, they had to pay me back, and they wrote me a check for $380. I had been like saving that check and refusing to even cash it because I knew that something was gonna happen, and so I had to cash it like the last week, so that I can do the stuff I needed to. All of my savings was drained, everything I had was drained, and I basically had no choice. So my house, I ended up spending $58 when they had questioned me about having an emergency animal, a therapy animal for my daughter. I had brought in paperwork, everything else. They said that the landlord, because I go through property management, the landlord was the one that was upset about everything and said no pets at all. So they said that I had to go and have an inspection, and the inspection was supposed to be on a Monday, and the inspection never came. Instead, they pushed it up to Friday, and thank God I was able to like get my house like in order and everything. But I ended up spending $58 because I needed to buy things. Like my son had a hole like in a door, and I had to patch the hole. I had to clean everything, like steam clean the rugs. I had to just do everything. So it ended up costing me $58 to get all of that stuff situated. And then for my daughter, I ended up spending $200 on buying her school clothes because I no longer had any money, and she starts school on Monday. So I needed to do something for her. I can't, with everything that's going on, it's kind of not fair to be like, I'm not going to spend the money that I've been saving for a while so that you and your brother can get clothes, just because of our situation, you know. So I ended up spending $200 on that, and then I ended up spending $95, and that was on buying food that I needed for my house. That was on gas. That was on packing supplies. That was on just everything, anything that I needed to spend, and I didn't have the money to spend. So I ended up putting a little bit of it, I think it was like $30 or $20 or something like that into my savings account, but I'm just gonna group it with the packing, food, etc., just so that way I can go ahead and count that. So, alright, so 571 plus 124, 70, 80. Okay, so I ended up spending, in the last week, I spent $1,479. And then if you take what I had made, and then my $380, which was my check that I had never wanted to spend, and I was actually saving. So that happened. I told myself, like, I have like little saving goals that I have to start saving for. I have to start saving for certain things, so I have to, my son's job was to mow the lawn, and apparently he wasn't doing it while I was at work. That's one of the reasons why I started taking him to work, because he was just trashing my house, eating everything, putting holes in the walls when he was angry. He wasn't mowing the lawn like he was supposed to be, and so the landlord said that she was gonna hire like professionals, and she never told me how much it was gonna cost, so I have no idea how much it's gonna cost for them. But they came out on Sunday, and so last week, and they started mowing the lawn. I haven't received a bill yet, but I know it's coming, so I have to start planning for that. I have to start saving for campgrounds. The cheapest that I've found so far is $400, but for what I'm gonna do, like right now, is I'm looking at apartments, but they're all saying that they won't be available till mid-September. So for the first 2 weeks of September, I literally will be homeless. Like, I have nowhere to go. I have like nothing. So I decided that we can go like camping, because we already have the camping stuff. It's gonna be cheaper than staying in a hotel, because up here it's just ridiculous pricing for hotels. So I think that would be a better option. I had to start saving for a storage unit. A storage unit is going to be about $150 a month. So I'm still trying to price out the storage unit. I put savings for hotels because I do have to work for my second job. For the one that I work as a pharmacy tech, I know the boss, and so he allows me to bring my children with me. And so they like go to the library and stuff like that. But when I work for the hospital, my shift starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't know where, like, I'm gonna put my kids. I don't know what's gonna happen. So in order for me to pick up shifts there, I have to have a safe place for them to be all day. And so I definitely have to be in a hotel. So I'm trying to save up. Hotels around here are like $180 a night or more. So I'm gonna go ahead and start saving up for that. I have to start saving up for camping supplies, because I do have some stuff, but I don't have a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start saving for that, and then I have to start saving for a security deposit. Everybody wants first, last, and security, and so if the average house around here is about $1,500, I'm gonna need about $3,000 in order to be able to put it down. And because, like, the way that my landlord is acting and behaving, like, she's doing everything to get around the lawsuit. I don't know if you guys know this, but it is illegal to actually evict someone with a service animal, and a therapy animal that is documented by multiple doctors is considered a service animal here. And so it is illegal for her to evict us. And the only reason I'm not getting a lawyer is, one, because my job won't let me get the day off so that I can go, because we are so short-staffed that they don't let me have days off. And because of, two, the property management, like, office, the people who work there are trying to fight for me. Like, they can't just be like, okay, we're not going to take care of your property anymore because you choose to kick this lady out. But they're trying to find me another apartment. They have worded it so that I don't lose my Section 8, because if you get evicted when you're on Section 8, then they will automatically kick you off, because it's I guess a break in your agreement with them. So yeah, if I get a lawyer and I try to fight them, then in the future they're not gonna rent to me. So I don't know exactly what's gonna happen right now. I can't think. I have 3 weeks to get out of my house, and I cannot think. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Sorry. I have used this washi tape so many times that it's actually coming up. It's not sticking anymore because I've used it so much. So, this month I had a pretty big budget. I decided that because I do get paid today, or on the 8th, and then I do get paid on the 22nd, and then I get paid on the 5th. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to save as much money as I can, buy the stuff that I absolutely need, and I have to shut my bills off. So as of right now, I'm going to, I guess it's not extremely responsible, so it's probably going to bite me in the ass in the end, but I am not going to pay my bills this month, like my electric and my Comcast, which is my internet. I'm not going to pay those right now, only because I'm shutting them off in 2 weeks. Right when I find a place to go, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here any longer. So, right now I'm not doing that. So that's why that is not on here, but I am saving up for it. So, let's see. So this month, what I have is I have to pay my phone bill, which is $55. I have Straight Talk from Walmart, so with taxes and stuff, it's $53. But I was just rounded up. For my car insurance, it's going to be about $90. For my gym membership, it is $45 a month. It is taken out every single month. And then if worst comes to worst and we don't have access to a shower or anything else, I'm gonna need to keep this gym membership, so that way we will have a place to shower, get ready in the morning, stuff like that. I do have to still buy my son a backpack, which I budgeted $40 for. I have to buy or get a P.O. box. A P.O. box is super important, because where else am I gonna get my mail from? So $45 for the P.O. box. My storage unit is going to be $150. I budgeted. Okay, my car has something wrong with it. The bottom of it, where the wheel bearings connect, there's these rods there, and apparently I need to get them replaced. They told me that it was going to be $700, but I know somebody who told me that if I could buy the parts, then they'll go ahead and fix it for me for free. And then when I looked online, the parts were about $60. So they said that they're going to go ahead and fix the car for me. For right now, if I can pay them something, I'll pay them something. But as of right now, they said that just go ahead and buy the parts. So I'm going to save that. My savings, I decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to do 90. It's going to be $90. When I was doing my budget, I've decided to save 90. I wanted to do 100, but things happen. So for the savings, I'm gonna try to put the $90 and keep it so that I can use it toward a security deposit or toward a camera or whatever I have to. And whenever I don't use all of this, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. For my gas, because I haven't been going anywhere at all except for work, home. I'm budgeting $80 a week which would be $1.60. Rent or gas did go up here. It is about $3. Is it $3? No, I think it's $2.87 here, and so that's a little bit more than I have. So I'm just home into that place, and I'm not doing anything else unless I absolutely have to. And when I pick up the shifts for the hospital, I'm just gonna walk there because it's a lot better just to walk. For my food, I'm gonna do $1.50, and I'm trying to buy the bare minimum. I'm not trying to buy anything at all because, like I've said before, in a couple of weeks I'm not gonna have a fridge, I'm not gonna have a place to stay, and I'm not gonna lug a whole bunch of like coolers full of like meat around. It's just gonna expire in my hot car. Eating out, I put 50 only because I always just end up grabbing something regardless if I want to or not. Camping supplies, I'm gonna put $100. My moving supplies, I'm gonna put $30. And I get boxes from like anywhere and everywhere. Like I work at a pharmacy, so I've been getting like tons of boxes from my store because they stock things too. And then the pharmacy always, like, we fill 400 scripts if not more a day, and so because we do that much volume, we go through like boxes like crazy because they have the caps, they have the bottles, they have, you know, just things that get shipped to us in boxes. So I've been taking them home. For the mower, I decided to put $50 toward this, and that is just because they didn't tell me how much it's gonna be. So I don't know if they're gonna be like, hey, it's $100, or hey, it's only $25. Like, they were really nice. Or if they're gonna be like, hey, it was $400 because they had to come out twice. So I don't know. I do have cats, so I've been buying them like the cheap food right now, and like a $10 bag has been lasting them like a week and a half. So as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it down for $20 for the house or anything else that I would possibly need. I'm gonna go ahead and just give myself a $20 budget for that. And then my daughter needs to get her hair cut because she does start school on Monday, so I'm gonna put $15. I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot more, so I'm gonna have to borrow from one of these categories. I'm not really sure which one, but unfortunately that's just how it is for right now. So hopefully I did all of this correctly. Let's see. So I am over. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm over by $5, so I'm going to have to figure out where that's gonna come from because I only got paid $11.65 with like all my overtime and just everything. So I am over budget right now, but it's not the worst thing. So I got, well, I still have these ones that I had made before and I've used, so it's worked for me. But these envelopes are like $1 right now. You can get them in the Dollar Tree, you can get them at Walmart. I got mine at Walmart. You know, I got simple labels. It doesn't like I got them in the dollar store, but apparently I got them at Target because they're up and ups. So I just write what I need to on there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just stick it on there and put the money in there, and then I'm just gonna use this money. Very simple stuff. So this is a haircut for my daughter. I'm gonna have to get my son a haircut, but he doesn't go to school until the 27th. This is his first day. So I don't really gotta worry about that right now. Which is good, because right now, like, I'm just taking it day by day, to be honest with you. Taking it day by day, just trying, hoping to just get through the day. I still have to pack. I've only packed, like, I don't even know. I haven't packed anything really. Camp supplies and pen supplies. But yeah, this is like a $2 envelope system. So let's see. I have this little thing from Hobby Lobby, which I really like, and then I have this. And I keep like all my money in there. I keep change in there. And apparently the salt packet that says do not eat. But I keep this stuff in there and I put it in my little jar. And hopefully I counted all this correctly. So for my pet supplies, right, I only need $20. So I just put $20 in there. Look at how simple that is. That is what I need in my life, is simple. Gosh, everything wants to be so complicated. So camping supplies is going to be $100. So 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Have you guys ever gone camping? Like, seriously, is it easy? Is it hard? I went camping only once, and yeah, it was challenging. I couldn't figure out how to start a fire, so I got like lighter food, and I kept throwing it inside of the fire to try to keep my fire lit, because my fire would not stay lit. So it would just go up and it'd be like this huge fire, and then like 2 seconds later it would be nothing. It would be absolutely nothing because it was not starting. So this is going to be fun. But yeah, so my mower, I'm putting $50 toward that until I figure out what the bill is, and then hopefully be able to do something about that. So my moving supplies is going to be, so it's $30. So 20 and 30. I hate moving. I move every 3 years, it seems. Like, I just move state to state. It's kind of bad. I'm trying so hard to stay here because my kids have friends and my kids have, you know, really good schools, especially my son. It's hard to find a really good behavioral, like, he's special needs, he's high functioning autistic is his label, with ADD, ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, and it's hard for him to be in school. He can't have too much stimulus, he can't have anything unfamiliar, like everything it has to be perfect for him. And so he finally found a school that helps him to achieve all of this, and that was so hard. Like, we lived in Florida, we lived in Rhode Island, we lived in Colorado, we lived in New Mexico, and it was so hard to find anything. So this is 15, 5, 10, and 15, and this is for my daughter's haircut. But it was hard finding him like a place where he would thrive, and for the first time ever, he actually is thriving, which is huge. It's huge for our family. So for eating out, I have $50. So that's 40, 45 and 50. For my food budget, I have 150. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40. Let's do that one more time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40, and 50. Which I hope that I don't go through all of this, because I really need to save. And I feel like I throw a lot of food away, and it's not good, you know. I'm gonna try to practice cooking on a grill because I don't know how to make food on a grill. Like, goodness, I'm horrible at like adulting. I'm like, how do you camp? I don't know. How do you cook on a grill? I don't know. How do you make a fire? I don't know. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Alright, so my gas money is going to be 160. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40, and 60. And I hope that gas comes down because I really need it to. And I have $20 left over. Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, and this is for my house. And that's like cleaning supplies, toilet paper, anything that I might need in the upcoming week. So, hopefully, it all comes together. Hopefully this works for me. Before everything started going to shit in the last 3 weeks, sorry, I do swear, I was using these and they were working perfectly for me. When I went to the mall with my daughter so we could do like back to school shopping, I ended up giving her money, and I was like, this is your money, this is your, you know, I give her 150 because I know that she always goes over, and then she starts to like panic. So I was like, here's your money, here's $150. I kept 50 for like, I knew that she needed like underwear, shoes, you know, stuff like that she wouldn't try to buy because she would want all clothes from Justice, which are super expensive in my opinion. So, but their clothes are amazing. They look so cute on her, especially her being a preteen where she can't fit into regular clothes, like adult clothes, but she's too small for like kids clothes, or too big for kids clothes, too small for, you know, regular size clothes. So Justice helps us a lot. So these are my envelopes to live by in the next 2 weeks until I get paid on the 22nd. Pray that this goes well. I will keep you guys updated. I have so many videos that I have like been recording for like months, and I hope I can get them up. And then now with the move, I'm hoping that I can get those up. I had started cleaning series because it was like, my house is disgusting. Like after not cleaning for a month because I was working so much, my kids were home, I was like, this is insane. So I started recording those, so hopefully they go up. And there's, you know, I might do one just like preparing this journey on, you know, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, because if anything, YouTube right now is helping me so much. So much. I learned how to basically live in my car, how to camp. I'm learning how to just do everything. And you know what? Like budgeting, yeah, that came from YouTube. Like I would write a budget every month and then be like, this is how much money I need, and then I would never look at it again. As long as I made that amount, then I was fine. So with everything that's going on, my bankruptcy being finalized, with having to move in 3 months or 3 weeks, just everything. I hope I get it all recorded. If not, then I don't. But if I do, then we're all going on some journeys together. So, And I don't hate rich people. I feel like in my last video I was like, oh, like they don't understand. A lot of this is owned by rich people who live in Aspen, who only live here 3 months out of the year. So, you know, they don't care that they're throwing out, you know, a single mother with 2 children. One is emotionally special needs, I guess you could say. She has emotional needs. The other one is diagnosed special needs, like 100% special needs. He has to be in a special school. He has to have, you know, special things. So it's hard. And for you to live in another state and just be like, I said no pets, even though it is documented by multiple doctors that these pets are a necessity. And less than a week before my daughter was released from an institution. So it's hard. It's very hard. And you know, I don't understand how people could do that, especially when it's against the law, and then you try to find ways to go around it by saying, I'm just not renewing her lease, but she needs to get out 30 days early. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's my reality, unfortunately. That's what I'm living in. So, yeah. Just stick with me. We're going places, okay? And I'm gonna figure it out. Have you ever been in such a situation? Or even moving? What are some tips that you use when you move? Alright, guys. Well, I'll see you later. Have a good week, okay? Bye.